Hi guys and welcome back to Average Trainer Pokemon X and Y Wi-Fi battles. Now today we have a match against Derp. Derp? No, we got a match against Angela D'Amico. Now Angela D'Amico just got accepted to the site and he was like, I'm looking for some battles, and I was in the market for looking for some battles. And he was like, sure, I'll get a battle. And I was like, sure, I'll take you up on that battle. And Franco's got passed around and we got set up, and this is the battle that we had. Now today I'm using back a team that you haven't seen for a while. This is the very first team I actually EV trained on X and Y with a minor adjustment because Megalocario was banned at this point in time. I said I didn't want to really use banned things, even though I don't really follow Smogon per se. They do have some decent rules, they have rules for a reason. So I said, man, I want to use an Anamon, I don't want to be that guy. That guy. So I went ahead and looked around and I said, ooh, Eviolite Rhydon looks pretty tempting to put on the team. So I got an Eviolite Rhydon put on the team. So basically what the team is just Megalocario again switched out for Eviolite Rhydon. So it's Eviolite Rhydon, Diamond, which is Corogano, Rapid Spin Corogano, Special Defensive Rapid Spin Corogano, defensive, what's cut now? Slow bro, my bro, come at me, bros. His chest is wide, and Dredagon, Trick Room Dredagon, Specs, Helios this time. With Specs, not the magnet, Specs, Helios, and Zoroark. Now, Derp has a really decent team. He has a Flygon. It's really dope to see people using Flygon. Gotta get my Flygon action up too. When I'm finished training my Flygon, I'm gonna have a team with my Flygon. Flygon's boss. Mega Charizard, maybe X, maybe Y, most likely Y. High rolls. He has a Swampert, pretty dope. I like Swampert too. First time battling that. Pretty stoked for that. Also, he has a Bisharp. I like Bisharp. Haven't battled Bisharp this gen either. Was pretty dope for that. He had a Gardevoir. Could be his Mega too. Or he has a Politoed. At this point in time, I was saying, why have two different weather users? But you'll see what this Politoed is. He doesn't actually run the drizzle. He runs the water storm. Hats off to this man. He's not running the drizzle set like everybody and their mother. But let's get into the battle and see what went down. Derp is issuing a challenge. Derp. Now he opts to lead with his Politoed. Ooh, shiny. And I opt to lead with my Rhydon. Now this is not my Rhydon trick, yeah. It's my Zoroark. I go for the Night Gaze. It flinches him. I go for the second Night Gaze, and he opts to go for the Focus Blast, knowing that this is my Zoroark now. The Focus Blast doesn't take me out because I have the Sash on my Zoroark. I live the Focus Blast and I go for the third Night Gaze and take... no, I don't go for the third Night Gaze. I go for the Flower Play and take him out because I didn't want to risk missing the Night Gaze, because Night Gaze does have poor accuracy. So he goes into his Bisharp. Knowing this, I go for my Protect to see what the Bisharp does, and it goes to the Iron Head. Now, since it goes to the Iron Hand, I know I can outspeed this. I go for the Flamethrower. He didn't know I have Flamethrower at this point in time. I take a good set of chunk of damage off of the Bisharp, and Kitsune goes down. Thanks, Kitsune. You did your job. Did what you needed to do. And I go into my Rhydon. Actually, my Rhydon this time. I'm coming to wreck your soul. Goes for the Night Slash. I eat that up because of the Eviolite, and I go for the Earthquake. Clean take out for that Bisharp. You don't live in that. Even at full health, you wasn't living Eviolite Rhydon. Eviolite right down will crush your soul. No, he goes in his Mega Charizard. No, he goes in his regular Charizard and he opts to go for the Overheat, which was a strange move on our part. I didn't know what he didn't Mega Evolve here, but I actually find out that this is not his Mega Evolution. His Gardevoir is. So he goes for the Fly. At this point in time, I thought this was his in-game Charizard, which he actually told me it maybe is. I wasn't too sure. I still have to ask him again. I do think this is his in-game Charizard. In-game Charizard doing work. I take it down with a Rock Blast. It didn't do really much to Eviolite Rhydon, and Eviolite Rhydon set up the rocks, looking good. Taking out souls, crushing them, making sweet mashed potatoes with that soul. But I can't stand in there with that Swampert. That's a threat to my Rhydon. I go into my Slowbro. I know he's going to go for the Earthquake or the Water move. I swallowed that with... Whoa, I don't. That was a crit. These crits, man. Them crits! Ugh. Hits me with the Earthquake. Gets a critical hit. Hits me with the Earthquake again. But this time it's not a critical hit, so I can eat that damage up. Thinking this could be Choice Banded Swampert because of the damage that he's getting with these Earthquakes. So I go for the Trick Room. I stack off the damage. I'm looking pretty decent. It's looking pretty good. And he goes for the Scald. I could take that all day, every day, but he wanted to get the burn. He doesn't get the burn, and I'm looking pretty dope at this point in time. I go out of my Slowbro and I go into my Diamond knowing I could take a Skull, but I predict a switch as well, so he goes into his Gardevoir, predicting my switch out from Slowbro. He goes into Gardevoir, he gets to my Levitate ability, traces that. I go for my Light Scream, set it up, because I could take hits from this Gardevoir all day, every day, because Critical is especially defensive, and he opts to go for his Moonblast. It gets a crit, another crit, them crits, man. And I get my Citrus Berry up. I go for the Recover just in case. I lived it by half because I thought I would live it with far more damage than that. And he goes for the Moonblast. I eat up damage this time. The dimensions return back to normal. I opt to switch out now. I go into my Zabolt, knowing that I could take any hit from this since I had set up the Light Screen. I take it pretty well, and I go for the Parabolic Charge, Specs Parabolic Charge to get back the damage. And I get back the damage from the Moonblast. He goes up to goes to the Moonblast again. And I can take those since the Light Scream is up, and I get this Top Fell, but that doesn't worry me. I go straight for the Parabolic Charge again to take back the damage that I lost from the Moonblast. He opts to go for the Destiny Bond. I was like, Destiny Bond? Really? Really? But I see this coming a mile away, and I be smart, and I switch out. I switch out into my Slowbro, and he goes for the Moonblast instead. It does quite a bit to Slowbro, but I know I could take another one after the lefties brings me back up. And I said I don't want none of that more action because I said I don't think I want my Slowbro to be out there. He goes for the Moonblast once again. I know my Diamond can eat up this damage. He doesn't. Another crit! Another crit, man! These crits, man! And I opt to go for the Light Scream here, knowing that he had the Destiny Bond. Set my Light Scream first before I even attempt to take him out, so I can have my team at least protected special defensive wise. And I opt to go for the Recover here, knowing that he had the Destiny Bond. And he keeps going for the Destiny Bond, and I try to fake him out, trying to see if I can do it, but at this point in time I just let someone die, and Crocodile didn't seem to be the best person at this point in time to let it die to the Destiny Bond. And you know, getting that rapid skin kill, rapid spin kill for the win. And I take out the Garnivar, and it takes out me. And it's a double down this point in time. And as you know, for a double down, you're going to your fastest mon. You don't go into your slowest mon, you're going to your fastest mon. I go into my Zubalt knowing this, and he goes into his Swampert knowing that. But he knows he can take me out with an Earthquake, and Zubalt can't do him anything. So I have to go back into my Slowbro. He goes for the Scald, knowing this, and Slowbro takes the Scald. Very well indeed. I have to stay in with Slowbro this time because I had the Light Scream out right. That's why I take it so well. And he goes for the Earthquake this time. I take the Earthquake well. I set up my Trick Room, and I'm in here now for the long haul. Now Slowbro gets switched out. I switch out into my Dredagon, thinking I could take a Skull. I don't think he had the Ice Beam. He opts to go for the late game rocks. You know, setting up those cocks. You know, and I go for the Sucker Punch, knowing that he's gonna go for a different move. I take it. I do half to the Swampert, and he goes for the Skull. The Skull does a decent chunk, and I get the burn. I was like, really? We're really gonna play this game? I opt to go for the Rock Slide to see if I get the hacks for the flinch. I think I get the hacks. No, I don't get the hacks. And he hits me with the Earthquake. Earthquake does a lot of damage, and burn takes me out. Now, I really can't do much with the Swampert. Swampert is really in my nerves. But at this point, the Trick Room's up, and my Rhydon's slower than Swampert, and I can hit it out with an Earthquake. So that's what I opted to do. It's a risky play, and it paid off, because Rhydon stole his soul. Now that Rhydon stole his soul, the dimensions turn back to normal, and he opts to go for the Outrage. I opt to stay in because I don't want really anything to be taking this Outrage, and I live it, and I go for the Rock Blast, and I was like, but that's the only move at this point. Is either Rock Blast or Mega Horn. You could do a count to see how much Mega Horn would have done regards to the Rock Blast. I saved my I saved my Rhydon, thinking I could use it for later, and set back up my Trick Room with my Slowbro and take that Outrage. He got some confusing hats after the Outrage. Wanted to use that to my advantage to set back up my Trick Room, and I do that, and I get the confusion hats, which was thankfully good, and I set back up the Trick Room without losing any more damage than I need to. So I twist the dimensions back up. Slowbro's looking pretty majestic here right now. I'm looking to go for the Skull to get the burn. So I go for the Skull, hoping to get that burn, and I don't get the burn, and the confusion hats just screwed him over and killed him. So regardless if I got the burn or not, he was dead anyway. And I win the match. Plus Flygon was his last Pokemon, so I won the match. It was a pretty good match. Had me at the edge of my seat. I thought I lost this match, but I pulled it out of the bag at the last second. Right, the power of Mega Rhydon, not Mega Rhydon, it should have Mega Rhydon, but still. The power of Evolite Rhydon is a force to be reckoned with, and if you don't know what it's capable of, it could wreck your whole life. So I want you guys to leave a like, a comment, YouTube, and a subscribe if you haven't subscribed yet. I hope you guys enjoy the matches, and I'll catch you on the flip side. Peace.